Tummy Sweat Meat Sticks. The Too Thick Pod, episode 3746. The number one sports, cards, levity podcast in the world. The only one that identifies as sports, cards, and levity. Oh, yeah. I am your boy, Meat Sticks, and joined as always by the number one player, Tummy Sweat.
What's up? It's Tummy Sweat here, and I'm pumped to have an episode with my guy Meat Sticks. It is 9 o'clock, and I'm drinking a Red Bull because I'm pumped about this episode. We have a lot of fun topics to talk about, and I hope you enjoy your hobby release. I got it in there.
There you go.
Jeremy, backstory right now. Jeremy yells at me. He's like, "You got to say our tagline, hobby release. We got to get it in there." So if there's someone out there that can help me, get a slogan with the hobby release so I could, impress my co-host. I just want to make him smile. Just let me know.
I am not your co-host, sir. I am, if anything, your assistant. I am here to make you look good, and I think I do a pretty damn good job.
Yeah. You're the best. You're the best.
Dude, so much to talk about. I just got back from Chicago. I was drinking Starbucks at 8 o'clock at night. I was excited to get on and chat with you, but it's been a long few days. I will say, while I was in Chicago, all Chicago teams were undefeated. Bulls, Bears, Blackhawks, beautiful thing. So it was good to go home and watch Chicago represent. We've got new products dropping throughout the week. We have a trade gone woefully awry that I'm pretty pissed off about. We've got a badass thickest of the week. I am super jazzed as the kids would say. So you tell me where you want to start, my friend, and that's where we'll kick it off at.
Let's start talking about our recap of our live that we did on Sunday. And if you don't know, me and Jeremy are trying to go live almost every weekend or every other weekend on Sunday.
I think bi-weekly is fair.
Bi-weekly. And we're trying to have more and more kind of engagement communication. We'll come in with a topic, but we're going to go off the tracks on these lives. So we want people to be in there, ask questions, maybe hop in and try to talk. And speaking of hop in, Hail Mary, you're on probation for hopping in.
Yeah, what was a very, very spirited conversation about getting ready to enter the third hour of said live. Hail Mary jumped on. Was very excited to have him on, and he broke StreamYard. Absolutely decimated, crushed it. Nobody knew what the hell was going on. Poor frat Matt, who, kudos to him, had the balls, the testicular fortitude to just jump on and be the first, to throw him out there, asked a very nice question. Then Hail Mary decided to get on with his 14 Michelob Ultralights and then blow the whole thing up. Nobody could figure out what the hell was going on. Manny feverishly dropped off, was trying to do technical stuff behind the scenes. And by technical stuff behind the scenes, I mean he just shut off his camera and just sat there like an asshole. This is awkward. I don't know what to do. So I'm just going to let them be uncomfortable without me being there. And left me on an island. But that's okay. Broad shoulders. I carried it.
No, it was fun.
So in the future, when you jump on the damn thing, you can't have 47 tabs in the background with YouTube, Pornhub, OnlyFans, all that stuff going at the same time. Because things I said 8 minutes ago and things I said in different podcasts were now coming through the speakers, and it was throwing everybody off.
The best part is he stayed after our live ended. We just ended the live because we couldn't figure out where this echo was coming. And our live ended, so his YouTube was in the background, and it starts playing the old one of our old episodes. And he's like, "Oh, I'm watching one of your old episodes." I was like, "Well, that's what we were hearing. You were listening to us while in the actual live." We're like, "You can't do that."
I was like, "Wait a minute, that's definitely Manny, and that's definitely me, but I don't remember talking about this on this particular live. What the hell's going on?" And then at one point, Courtney's just like, "Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah,
no thanks."
Courtney pulled my baby's up, gotta go, took off and left us.
It's see you later, losers.
I know.
Well, and to add another layer is it was so awesome that it went long, and I mean that in a good way. I'm not at all complaining.
Yep.
But we had like 35 auctions ending on eBay, and they all end within like 3 minutes. So my phone was like, bring, 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 as the final bids are coming in, stuff's ending. And then I was also going into extended bidding on PWCC. So it was like sensory overload because I was listening to 8 conversations on the damn screen, the current live, old episodes. I was following along as Hail Mary was watching. I think Debbie Does Dallas or something like that. I was trying to, without the visuals, it was hard for me to connect the dots. So it was quite the experience.
Yeah, it was great. It's a good learning experience of what we like. If that happened in the future, we know exactly. We could just tell, hey, turn off your tabs. But it was great that they jumped on. Like, to have people to be the first people, like you said, Frat Matt jumping on, being the first person, then Hail Mary. I know he had technical difficulties, but jumping on. We had other people that were actually talking to us throughout the whole live. So that was great support as well. We love to see people in our lives just talking shit to me. I love it. It puts a smile on my face. It makes me feel good that people actually want to listen to us meat sticks and tummy sweats talk.
Hey man, again, this thing needs to be fun. Otherwise, what the hell's the point? Like
Yeah.
regular life is not always sunshines and rainbows. You know what I mean? Like life is pretty damn hard. Work, kids, school, taxes, disease, famine, death. I sound like I'm like we're on the Oregon Trail. Did you ever play that game as a kid?
I did. I always died because I would do something stupid.
I was always like a banker from Boston. Somebody always got cholera. Somebody always got dysentery. I'd go out and kill 700 pounds of buffalo, but then I'd only be able to carry 20 pounds back. You know,
Yeah, I think that was the one where you could pick, like, if you wanted to bring food or medicine or something like that. And I never brought medicine, so that's why I always died. I always was like, yeah, we're gonna eat our way to being healthy.
yeah, I was always trying to cheat things out. It's like, hey, you have to go across a damn lake, and I'm like, I'm gonna throw the old ox inside this piece of shit wood thing and hope that it makes it. And half my team drowns and dies, and we just weren't meant to make it to the old west, the
Yeah.
old wild west.
No, we talked about this. If Jeremy and I, if there ever was a zombie apocalypse, me and Jeremy are the first ones probably to be zombies because we're not going to survive. We can't build a fire. We can't hunt. I mean, we could smoke a cigar and just wait to our death, right? So that's probably all.
Yeah, dude. I'd go pump a slug in my head. I'm not getting fucking eaten alive by a damn zombie. To hell with that. Yeah, I'm not. I am a Hilton girl through and through. I will not survive any sort of. Why are we talking about zombies?
I
Then we're
don't
talking
know.
about Oregon Trail.
I don't know why we got here, but I love it. Well,
They're both terrible times, and I have zero interest in being a part of it.
yeah. Well, let's kind of switch gears. This week you said you went to Chicago. You went to the Bulls game. You got to saw your hero P. Will and Kobe White face off against the Pacers, which the Pacers have like a good two young talents, Halliburton, which kind of gets me frustrated every time I talk to you about Halliburton, and I can't even pronounce the rookie, but he's doing really well. To be honest, maybe you have his name.
So yeah, I travel. I'm fortunate. I'm like truly blessed, fortunate, whatever word you want to throw in there, that I get to make my own schedule. And I'm always encouraged by the company I work for to go out and enjoy life and have fun. Like money's not an issue. And so it just so happened I'd be in Chicago. We're looking at a relatively large contract. And I'm like, you know what? My team works really hard. I want them to go out and have some fun. So I'm like, hey, we're staying through Thursday and we're going to the Bulls game Wednesday. So I made sure I got section 112. And if you look at it, like at Reckless Cards Instagram, mid court,
Mm-hmm.
seats 1 and 2, like 10 rows up, 11 rows up. So it's like just a perfect view. And then you're facing both the benches. So, excuse me. I was really excited to go. I took somebody who'd never been to like a sporting event in the States. And so they got to see the Bulls intro. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but before the Alan Parsons project, the music that comes on that everybody knows, they show like a bull stampeding through the city, getting everything. And then it shows like the Pacers bus, and then they put their heads down and go through it. And so you're just like fucking like just jacked, man, ready to rage.
Yeah.
Well, there's this guy before the game even starts, and it became apparent like 2 minutes in that this guy hates Patrick Williams. I mean, absolutely hates Patrick Williams. He hates the way he breathes, hates the way he runs, hates everything about him. So at first, I'm all about, I think your average heckler is kind of annoying. Like just
Mm-hmm.
being like, oh, you suck. Like I like creative heckling. Like I
Yep.
remember one time we were at a Chicago Fire game and my buddy was heckling, and I don't even remember who the guy was, but he actually scored on a corner kick. He turned around and pointed to my buddy, and then like he bowed, which I thought was just
Really?
absolutely fucking brilliant. But the banter was like it was clever, not just like you suck. It was
Yeah.
like my buddy knew something about his personal life, and like and attacked him like in like a fun, not like, but not like in a like he didn't cross that line in my opinion.
Yep.
So, but this guy was like the kind of guy like he was wearing a gray sweater with an old TJ Maxx Jimmy Butler jersey, drinking a Budweiser with hair that you can see the grease on. But he was also that guy that if you tried to talk to him about being Manny, he would tell you how he was a better Manny. He was that guy.
Yep.
Like if somebody went to the moon, he went to the moon better than you. So it's nonstop. The Bulls put up 78 points in the first half. And as a Bulls fan, I was elated. You know, Pat was playing relatively good. He was making some shots. He was asserting himself, like wasn't doing anything. The Bulls had the game in hand. And every time this guy would just call for Javonte Green every single possession. So me being the sly guy that I am, just kind of chilling, relaxing, having a couple adult pops. P. Will hits a triple. So as you can imagine, me being right behind him, I stand up, I clap, and I talk about how awesome P. Will is. Keep it up, young fella. And it continued throughout the whole game. And the guy was completely oblivious. He hated Patrick Williams. So I'm convinced that you know, Patrick Williams might have been his daddy and Patrick left his mom or something. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, this 35, 40-year-old greaseball definitely hated Patrick Williams.
Did you tell him like from the start, hey, I have like all my house, my cars, my life savings on P Will, and you're hurting me personally?
No, and so first off, none of those things are true. And
I know.
also, like I had to catch myself because I don't want to be that guy. Because if P Willie does something stupid,
Yeah.
like I'm not going to be the guy that just blindly defends him. Like if he makes a bad basketball play, cool. I'll acknowledge it. So I didn't want to be that guy. So I didn't like say anything. I just let him have his fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
I just the hatred. Like the Bulls are winning, they're playing great. There's so much awesomeness going on, and this guy is just fear. Like I am not exaggerating, Manny. Like I made it a point. Like I'm going to try to enjoy the game. Other than the intro, I put my phone in my pocket and was just trying to be in the moment. But I actually had to stop and tell Courtney, like, this is great. Like you have to like he's on the bench. Somebody does something, and this guy's like, "You see that, Patrick? You see that? That's how you cut, or that's how you defend. That's how you rebound. That's how you exhale."
That's awesome.
But I'm like, this is just my luck, man. I go out of my way to get really nice, badass seats, bring some people, have a good time, and I'm surrounded by the one person in the world who has this much hatred for a 21-year-old. The guy just turned 21.
Yeah.
Like, hasn't even had the opportunity to do something bad. This guy hates him. So
Yeah.
I hope that guy finds his hobby release because he's got a lot of anger and resentment in his life.
Yeah.
And to your point, I'll say it here first. Court and I just won a new PWCC Sunday night. We got another Patrick Williams. So I do, in fairness to your point, I do have some money tied up in the young kid. So I'm cheering for him, but I still like the guy.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, you have Patrick Williams. You have the Bears beating who the Bears play last weekend. Who was it?
Patriots. Hey, dude, Monday night, the Celtics were up by 19 in the first quarter. The Bulls, they almost won. They won by 20. The Bears went into Green Bay, fucking showed Bill Belichick and Zappy and Mac all that who daddy is. It was a beautiful time. Chicago's undefeated when the kid goes home. When old Meat Sticks makes his way back to the 3-1-2.
And Meat Sticks the Meat Sticks and the Chicago Bears are gonna face off against my Cowboys this weekend. It's gonna be fun, like banter between us two. I don't know.
You guys should win.
We should, but we're the Cowboys, so there's never a guarantee.
You guys should absolutely win. You know what I mean? Like I think that there is no reason why you guys shouldn't win. And I think while we're talking about the Bears, fuck it, I just want to go for this now. I know you're not prepared, but you said I get to drive the show, so I want to do the thickest of the week
All right.
because
So
this legitimately made me smile. This makes me happy, and we always talk about on this show is we have a soft spot in our hearts for people who face adversity and bounce back. And that's what this particular being did.
yeah. So you want me to pull it up real quick? And then
Yeah, I'll read it. You just give me the visual. All we need is the visual. I will read everything.
Here we go.
There you go.
Here's our tickets of the week.
Thickest of the week is my homie 747, aka Bear Force One. He won Fat Bear 2022. Why is it 2022? 2022. All right.
Bear
Threw
Force
me
One.
off.
It just clicked why his name is.
Yes, the Bear Force One. The estimated 1,400-pound giant is 20 years old. He previously captured the title in 2020. This year, he defeated Bear 901, a 6-year-old female. So look at the ladies giving the fellas a run.
Yep.
My man, 1,400 pounds, won a single elimination tournament to be Fat Bear 2022. So thickest of the week is Bear 747, aka Bear Force One.
And we love this bear because, like you said, 2020 he was the Bears, like the bear of the year, whatever, the thickest of the. What's the award called? What is this award called? The Fat Bear.
Fat Bear.
Yeah, so he won
Fat Bear Week.
He won it in 2020, and then let a 6-year-old female beat him the 2021. He's like, I gotta put on some pounds. So he went into the lab, some rivers, ate some fish, plenty of fish, and came back victorious the next year.
Yeah.
We have on our hands the next. Let's look at Steph Curry, LeBron James. Maybe she comes back in 2023 and takes him out.
Well, I mean, let me talk about this a little bit more.
Yeah.
The bulkiness of 747, who previously won the competition in 2020, he's always super fat in the fall, and he's just a great bear to watch. A tough competitor, one of the more dominant bears in the world. I love this. Like, I am going to read scouting reports about bears.
Look at this.
And check this out, this is my favorite part for the ladies. Though Bear 901 ultimately fell in the finals, the younger of the two behemoths still had a strong performance in this competition. She easily defeated other previous champions, such as 4-time champion 480 Otis, by more than 23,000 votes. Expect big things in the future, National Park of Katami said. Like, I mean, look at this. These bears. Look at that. Thick.
We need a card, a rookie card for 747.
747, Bear Force One.
Oh, Bear Force One.
Hey, these fools need to get their heads out of their ass and give me the rookie cards, man.
Exactly. Put this dude on your own line.
Dude, I would kaboom this, downtown this, the whole shebang.
Exactly.
I want a Bear Force One gold.
Justin Fields would never get sacked with him on the line.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
I love it. That was probably like my favorite when you told me you were super excited about Thickest of the Week, and you didn't tell me what it was until the beginning of the show. And it made sense. Bears winning. It's got to be a bear as the thickest.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the world works in mysterious ways, right?
Except next week it's gonna be a bull. You're gonna be searching up some bulls about what's the fastest bull.
Hey, and I would be remiss too if we didn't acknowledge the fact that we're running like a pretty sweet giveaway. Do you want to give the deets?
Yeah, I could pull it up. Do you want me to pull it up so we can see the video?
Sure. All right. I mean, it's only your giveaway. God forbid you actually know what it is without having to review a video, but that's neither here nor there.
Jeez. Let me pull it up. But, I mean,
I'll kill the dead air as you're ill-prepared per usual.
Yeah. do that. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so I think essentially the gist is you like and subscribe on YouTube, and we're gonna go live and give away. I think there is a Slab Magic. It's a $40 kit that'll actually it's really good for cleaning up scratch slabs. We're giving away a couple of slab guards, which are the sweet, colorful things that you put around your slabs to protect them. Giving away a couple of slabs, a Shohei, excuse me, a Kamavinga, a couple basketball card fanatic magazines, too thick T-shirt, and a reckless hat.
Yep. And I wanted to show the video because Courtney
Yeah,
worked really hard on this video and she put on her sales pitch and it was great. So I do want to talk about that. I'll show the video. Let me add it to the stream, work on my technical stuff. I'm working on it. So next time we have technical difficulties, we can figure it out. All right, here's our Instagram. We're at 401. If you could get that up, that'd be great.
Ooh.
Here it is. Our pin post.
Yep.
Let me see.
Our first giveaway. One lucky grand prize winner will be chosen randomly from our YouTube followers and will get everything in this video. So be sure to subscribe for your chance to win. The winner will be chosen live on YouTube at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on November 1st. This platform does not sponsor, endorse, or associate with this event. The brands in this picture are not sponsored or associated with this event. No purchase necessary to enter or win. A purchase will not increase your chances of winning. You must be 18 years to enter, and it is a worldwide event. Good luck, everyone. Thicc Pod is excited to announce.
I love that.
Yeah, of course.
I love the ending. I love the ending.
What is she, a shady sales cars, man?
Yeah, she didn't even like breathe. she didn't take a breath. I was like,
I feel like she's trying to sneak something in there. I have to like listen to that on slow mo. I read the fine print, ladies and gentlemen, before you dive into that. I don't know what the hell she's trying to pull on any of you.
So subscribe to the YouTube, and you'll be entered into this giveaway. And it's a bunch of like like you said, slab magic. That I think the best one is Courtney said is the reckless hat and the too thick shirt. I mean,
oh yeah. You know, I might actually be sending this out too.
Oh yeah, let's get into that. As you can see, if you're not watching on YouTube, it's a box that's packaged up nicely. Like it took some time, some quality time to package this box up. Looks like a lot of cards are in there. So let Jeremy explain what's going on.
3 cards. Adult signature required. A few $1,000s of insurance.
Yep.
What just out of curiosity, what's trade etiquette?
We've asked this many times. It's going into someone's DM and saying you trade, bro. And then you trade with the person. But then as they package the box, you say, Justin Herbert didn't do that great this week. I don't want to trade anymore.
Dude. So one thing I want to, Rob from Sports Card Therapist, one thing that he's always said that's always stuck with me is participation is required. And to me, what that means is like sometimes things get slow or cash isn't moving as much. You need to be willing to try different things. And so I've really grown to liking trading, but I've always kind of been uncomfortable or nervous to do it online with people that I don't know. Posted some cards in Discord, maybe 11 o'clock in the morning one day, Friday. And then Friday night, Courtney and I had a date night. So I, kind of was away from the phone. Saturday morning, I woke up, I was lifting weights, and I saw I had like a bunch of messages. So I sold a few cards. And then I responded to a guy, and he said, "Hey, I'm interested in this Herbert." And to be clear, before I tell this, if you listen, no animosity. Obviously, there's a level of frustration, but no ill will. I'm just sharing an experience and trying to get a better understanding of what's acceptable and not acceptable.
He's beating your ass.
So the person reached out and was like, "Hey, I'm interested in this Herbert and some other stuff. This is what I have available." And, oftentimes when you get those messages, there's a bunch of crap. Well, this guy had some like stuff that I was actually interested in. So I responded, and he was like, "Hey, I'm at church." I'm sorry, this was Saturday and Sunday because he said he was at church. So I was like, "Okay, cool." And then ultimately we went back and forth, and he's like, "I'd be willing to do this, this, and this." And I'm like, "Okay, you have yourself a deal." But my messages are very like, if anybody gets messages from me, they're long. like, hey, I always introduce myself. This is who I am. I've got to, we can do vouchers. You can check my eBay. You can go wherever. Like, I'm good people. How do you want to exchange this? I'll pick the same shipping as you do. I'll give you pictures as I'm packaging it, making a video, putting it together so you have peace of mind that the contents are coming your way. So we do the deal, and I'm pretty ecstatic about the deal being done, just from a sense that, like, I think it's one of those things that when I get a couple under my belt, I'll feel more comfortable doing it. But it was also like I was kind of excited to get into some cards. And I thought it was like a really good deal where this person has the potential to have some serious upside because the cards at pop one, numbered out of 5 with no comps.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm in on it. It's such a cheap deal. Like, to me, it's like, let him go make some money. That's great. Few hours go by, 4 or 5 hours go by, Chargers play, and then like you go through social media, and I think a lot of people are maybe poking at Shine a little bit because is it Shine who's got like that $1.8 million, and so anytime somebody gets an opportunity to shit on somebody else's card, they don't miss it.
Yep.
And I'm not saying this is what happened, but all of a sudden I get a message and it's like, hey, can I give you $50? I don't want to do this deal anymore. And I was like, I took a minute. And so if I'm just being honest again, if you're listening to this, not mad, but I was pissed off because I turned down everybody else who inquired about said cards. The cards that were incoming, I was already floating to people who I know like those cards to start working another deal. And now this person's coming by, and I'm not a piece of shit, so I'm not going to say no. I really wanted to though. I really freaking wanted to, man, because to me that's like, hey, I could be wrong. It just seems like I bet you if like he had a great game, he might not be saying that. So I'm not really sure. What's your view? Am I in the wrong? If I'm in the wrong, no big deal. But I was very gracious, and he offered me $50, and I said I don't want your money. I would just ask that you would refund me for what I paid for shipping because I mean I insured it. I went, through the roof, and ultimately he did. But he was also, like, on a side note, he wasn't exactly like super appreciative.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
was just like, thanks. And if the roles were reversed, I'd have been like, thank you. Oh my God. So thank you so much. But yeah, so I'm just kind of curious as what you think and then also what the audience thinks.
Well, you are not 100% not in the wrong. Like you guys made a deal, and the person backed out of the deal. I guess we can't really say it's the Justin Herbert. Like maybe he did have like remorse of doing the trade, but you still agreed to the trade, and the person shipped the cards like it's a done deal. You don't go at card shows and buy a card and come back 10 minutes later and say, I don't want it anymore. Can I have a refund? So I guess that's why I don't trade online. I'm too nervous to trade online. I only trade in person. And maybe it's like holding me and you down that we don't like to trade online or we don't know the etiquette. Maybe if we were able to trade online, we open up a new world of our card experience. I'm just too nervous to do it.
I was thrown back because it was his offer.
Yeah.
Right. And it wasn't like I threw an offer at him and I pressured him. It was actually, if anything, I was slower to respond because I was away from my phone overnight. I thought to him like, hey man, this is more than fair. But I think the thing where I really started to me where it became clear it was buyer's remorse was I said, hey, full disclosure, the way we buy cards is we buy in the off season. We try to buy big lots. So I've got like in any deal, not any, but a majority of my deals, I have upside.
Yep.
So if you're willing, I'm already working another deal. I'm not so concerned about potential money. So can I add cash? Can we remove a certain card? What can we do to continue facilitating this deal? And he was like, no, I just want my money back, which to me at that point was like clearly buyer's remorse.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you could honestly, if he was kind of a D-bag to you, you could always get like the Discord mods or the owner involved. But at this point, it was just like getting back. But it's going to suck because if he does a trade with someone else and does that, and the other person is you're really nice. He's going to end up getting someone that's like, no, like you You agreed to it. Take the cards. This is my card now.
Yeah, I just, and I sent him a note too. It was probably a long paragraph, and I'm sure the last thing anybody wants to do is be like lectured. And it was like, hey, you just have, I hope in the future you're more mindful
Mm-hmm.
about what you're doing or what you're asking for, because you not only, and I use this, you wasted my time, my energy, my effort. Also, there's other deals that I had to walk away from. And, I think he was a younger kid. And I don't want to make this woe me because I'm truly fortunate. If anything, like in the grand scheme of things, it's just a slight inconvenience. But I don't have time like that. So to lose like a whole day where cards could have been available, could have bought, sold, traded, and to have that like ripped apart and then like the person not even be, um, you know, I mean, I don't know. I'm sounding petty, but I just, to me, there's been deals where I've bought and I know, like, oh shit, I missed this comp. Oh well, I'm on the hook. I made the deal. I'm going to be accountable and responsible for my actions.
Well, what does the hobby make fun of people on eBay when they win an auction and then they're like, "Can you
Sure.
cancel it?" It's the same thing.
And to be clear, this was hours after we exchanged pictures. I had tracking. I had a picture of my package.
Yeah.
I used USPS informed delivery, so I know he actually created a label, and there was something coming my way. So it wasn't like, hey, let me think about it. Hey, ultimately, I decided not to. So I'm curious if you're out there and you're listening, leave a comment. Like, how do you go about trading? What is some proper etiquette? And if only there was a platform,
Yeah,
that would help facilitate these things to make it easier. I don't know.
exactly. I have speaking of a new platform, we might have a guest in a week or two. By the way, sneak peek that maybe has some trading or something going down.
Ooh.
So
Is that a too thick exclusive?
maybe too thick exclusive. But yeah, I have some good news about my card experience this week. I kind of want to bring up.
Let's hear it, man. Let's
I
hear
sold
it.
my Mariano Rivera rookie card, which hurt me, but at the same time, I got good money for it on eBay, which is crazy to think about. I made a profit, probably around like
Look at that. Look at that. Go back to the first episode. You said you never made profits in cards.
yeah,
Now
yeah.
you're making profits.
It's because I'm hanging around the Reckless family. But yeah, so I
There you
sold it.
go.
It was hard for me to let go because Mariano Rivera, it's like the goats. You want to buy the goats, and that was like his true rookie. Um, Hard to find out there. So I was like, man, this might be tough to let go, but hey, I could put it into something else now. I was tied up on cards. I still have a couple cards. And I also got I showed you was a comp. So I do want to ask you about this too, because we kind of talked about it. I have a card. It's Josh Allen, Obsidian rookie out of 50, jumbo patch. There's one comp. This is what kind of frustrates me on comps, like doing comps, right? Yes, it helps you when you're buying, and sometimes it hurts you when you're selling, and that's what it was doing for me. There's one comp, and it was a SGC 9.5. Mine's graded BGS 9.5, and it sold for way less than what I got it for. And it was off season, kind of like what you're saying, off season. And Josh Allen, at that time, everyone wasn't buying football. And that was the only comp. So everyone was seeing this comp and was like, I can't pay more than that because this is the comp. But I'm like, it's during football season. You see what Josh Allen's doing. You see the market, his market's going up. But no one sees that or no one believes you. Like, they're still not going to pay unless there's a comp on it. So this October 6th, so about a month ago, I looked up this week and a comp popped up of the
You
raw.
were so happy.
I know it was a raw comp, and it was around like closer to the price I paid for it, and it was a raw card. So I got a little excited because now what people are using against me, I could use against them and say, look, here's a raw card that sold on October recent on this. So I guess my main question is it tough? Like is comps sometimes a bad thing in the hobby? Having all this data, everything, like, is it bad? Because I don't know. Like, sometimes it seems like it could be bad. for cards that don't sell that often.
So one thing I've learned, and it's been painful, is you have to understand, you have to look at comps both ways, how to use it in your favor and how it can be used against you as well. And so it's not only, and one thing I've gotten, I don't want to say good at because there's always room to learn. Like, let's say you have that same Josh Allen card, and let's say there was a bunch of comps like where you wanted to sell it at. Well, a real savvy person might show like a more recent comp of a one numbered out of 25 that went for less.
Yeah.
That they'll throw in your face. So ultimately, there's a select group of people within the hobby that aren't going to think for themselves, and they're only going to pay what 130 point or my favorite is the alt people. Because anytime people come up, they're like, nope, alt says the card's worth this, and I'm like, well, okay, like I don't argue with them, like, right, you can't tell somebody how they're to spend their money. I'm like, hey, I understand how you got there, but I'm also prepared, like, because you can use like a card ladder, potential score. There's different apps that you can use. So when you start getting into those bigger cards, the one piece of advice I have is just understand, like, if you're doing this for a flip thing, understand how comps can be used for you and used against you. And everybody has cards. I have one card in particular, and I don't want to say what it is because it's not a long-term hold, and I'll try to sell it at some point. The spread between this card being $1,000 card or a $5,000 card, I can justifiably make the same argument and be correct.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So are they bad? No, I don't think that they're bad. I just think there's a lot more work that goes into it. And you can use that when you're buying. Like, hey, just look at other stuff.
Yeah. Well, there's that. And I have like these, I call them Manny's midnight thoughts. It's like right before bed, I'm sitting in bed. I'm like thinking about like, how can I improve myself? You know what I mean? Manny's midnight thoughts. That's going to be a little segment of just random thoughts. But this one is, so when you're buying on eBay and these auction houses and you get a good deal, well, guess what? Now that's the comp people are going to use against you, and you can't really sell the car like higher than what you bought.
I told you the guy that up at the show who said eBay comps only because he was finding the goodies on PWCC, turning around and flipping them on eBay.
Yeah.
But in person, he would not acknowledge PWC because those were his comps. And I was like, again, I don't argue with people, but I'm like, how does that work? How can you? Is this sustainable? Will this work? I like the comp discussion. It's, hey man, anybody that's creative enough will find something to help them out. So again, not that we're right or we're brilliant or anything. I just like to be in a spot where, pick any slab of cards. I've got enough juice and, if I'm selling them that, you know what, to me, it's not worth haggling. Take your 10, $15 or whatever and move on.
Yeah. No, I just, it's random thought I want to bring up. I know we didn't talk about it in the beginning, but man, I sit around and ponder about like comps because it's like, if you set a good comp or you buy a car at a good deal, then you kind of screw yourself at the same time because it's going to be harder for you to sell because now you set a comp that's low and probably you screwed up a lot of people. If it's a common car now, everyone's going to start buying at that comp and you just lowered the market.
I do think the one thing that I will differentiate people like justifiably is the random buy it now. So let's say you have between $900 and $1,000 all day and you get the one buy it now for like 400. It's brutally clear that person was either hard up for cash or like made an error in their posting or just quite frankly didn't know what they have. So that would be like the one thing that I would push back a little bit on is like, hey, it's clear like this is a pretty liquid card that routinely on auction goes that one is just a complete and total outlier. That one doesn't count.
I do see you at shows say that. Like you go, all right, this one ended on auction with 20 some bids. And with the more bids, it seems like the more justified for that comp is. which I started to use after I heard you. I never like told you that I heard you say it, but then now when I'm buying, I kind of look at like auction prices now. So thank you for that, for helping me with that. I like to pick
also like, well, I mean, here's the thing, right? Anybody and everybody has the opportunity to be better. And I know it's supposed to be a hobby and it's supposed to be fun, but there's nothing wrong with, I don't want to say educating yourself like I sound like a dickhead or I'm being rude, but these are like little things that you can use to your advantage or to your advantage in a sense that it prevents you from making a bad deal.
Yep.
Because nothing sucks more than a comp being used. You buy a card and then you're saddled with a hunk of shit. You don't have liquidity and you can't move the card because you're in for it. And so you're just like, I'm going to hold this and try to get this number out of it that you're never going to see.
Exactly. Yeah. And like you're a good smooth talker. So I think we talked about this on the other episode. You can pinpoint if I'm selling you a card and I'm like, here's a Mia Hamm card, PSA 10. And I'm like, hey, are you buying? And you're like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'm not really into soccer. I'm just looking to get some liquid for this card I want over here. Then you're like, when you hear that, you're like, okay, this is a card that I'm potentially buying. But if I'm like, here's a Josh Allen, here's that card I was talking about, I'm in it for a lot of like higher, there's no comps on it. It's going to be tough for me. Then you're like, yeah, I don't want it. And it's good. Like I'm starting to learn that kind of stuff. You have to listen before, and then you can make your kind of determination there.
I think one thing that, and I wonder if I'm sure more people feel this way. If you ever go on, doesn't it seem like every day that you go on, whether it's Twitter, Discord, Instagram, somebody's selling something or looking to trade something, you're like, this is the greatest deal ever. I wish I could make it happen. And then you have to remind yourself, like, hey, you've had that same thought day in and day out for the last like 3+ years. Yeah. Live to fight another day. Some deals that you make are the ones that don't get done.
Exactly. That's what me buying some of the bulk deals. Remember when I was looking at some bulk deals and you're like, Manny, calm your tits, calm your tummy self down and think this one through. And then I said no to
I still can't get over you're listening to Midnight Thoughts with Tummy Sweat.
Yes. Manny's Midnight Thoughts with Tummy Sweats.
Yes.
A little ASMR with the group.
What is ASMR?
It's when you whisper and you do like noises. So it helps with your ears. And they put like microphone.
Yeah, I did. Dude, I never knew what the fuck that was until I saw Beavis and Butthead. The new Beavis and Butthead. Did you see that?
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell are they watching? It's like just some girl and she had like Crayola crayons or like the markers and she was just running her fingers on it and whispering. And I'm like, is this like a new genre of porn that I didn't know existed? And somebody's like, yeah, no, it's just people like listening to people whisper and touch things. I'm like, I guess I'm getting really old because I find that bizarre.
Hey, if you like listening to that, maybe Manny could have his Midnight Thoughts with you and I'll whisper in your ear.
Just, hey, meat sticks, tummy sweat. You literally hear the droplets of sweat drizzling off of your naked self.
Exactly. Yep. I definitely would be shirtless during these Midnight Thoughts.
So, dude, this episode's going to drop. It's going to be a Friday. We've got a pretty big weekend in the sense that we're actually going to be hosting a fire sale on Discord Saturday night. I always look forward to those. We always have a blast. It's a great opportunity to we get to sell some cards. So if you're interested, make sure you follow all of our socials. There's more information there. But tomorrow, big releases. You got some, Select is already dropped. Panini Black is going to be dropping. Topps Update's going to be dropping. Panini Chronicles Baseball. Which one of those are you itching to buy?
None of them. And I'll tell you why.
My man, you are growing up.
Let's go.
You're turning profits on cards. You're learning. You're not buying bullshit. You're not wasting your money on shit wax. I am so proud of you. And you got a sweet nickname, Tummy Sweat.
Well, you got one too, Meat Sticks. So
yeah, I'm telling you, Meat Sticks, greater sign, Tummy Sweat.
Yeah. Well, we better be careful because the Hail Mary's going to end up making a meat sticks and tummy sweats card here shortly. No, so select drop. I want to focus on the select drop. Basketball, I mean, we're 3 weeks in, 2 weeks in, and it's Cade's second year, and they're still releasing product for him for his rookie season. And this, the market, like everyone's talking, the market's going down, but me and Jeremy don't really like to talk about that because we enjoy the hobby of how it is right now because I could buy something that I actually like. But if you're looking to like buy to flip or make your money back, don't rip any wax right now because of how the market is. You have these guys coming in. So Cade, this is another rookie for Cade, another rookie for AO, another one of one. So guess what that's going to do to the market for all these rookies? It's going to bring it down on top of this market. So just hold off and buy who you like and this select. Like if you want a rookie that you're targeting, just buy them. That's kind of my thing on these black Panini Black and select drop. I never will rip Chronicles because it never makes sense to me. It's a good fun rip, but not for me.
So I think boxes. What are boxes going for? Can you check just the cost of the box real quick? And I'm right there for select. That is correct.
I went to blowout cards. I had to make sure I put cards. Jeez. Put that up on YouTube. Let me see. Select.
And the reason I say this is I need to know what the boxes are going to cost first, and then I'll make my point.
I'm looking as we go. I'm looking on blowout. Maybe they don't even have them, or they should have them on blowout, right? Oh, there they are.
Blowout, Dave and Adams.
Now let me look at Dave and Adams. 2022 select hobby. Basketball. All right. So they are pre-sale at $769 is what I'm seeing.
Okay. So let me.
And on here, I'm gonna pull this up so you can see it.
All right, so you can buy it now with free shipping on eBay for $545.
Yep, that's exactly what I was gonna show you on. Here you go.
Buy it now, $545 on eBay.
Right there. Yep.
Okay.
People are doing pre-sales at 700 and some.
So who is can we just say Cade Cunningham is the guy that you want?
Yep, and he's not even the leading scorer.
No, I'm not. That's not.
Oh, sorry.
That's not even what I'm saying. But you can go in right now and buy numbered Cade stuff. Buy it now for less than $500. Now, I will say that there's some tie dyes that are well over $500, but my point being is you could take that $550 and just go buy the card that you want.
Mm-hmm. We kind of said that with National Treasures as well. Mbappe sold for like $7,000, and the box was 4,000. It was like $7,000 to $9,000, right? And the boxes are 4,000. And this was the first sale, and the odds to actually hit an Mbappe were like nearly impossible. So you're basically trying to get an Mbappe for nearly impossible while you're ripping it, just to make profit.
So how do I just hit present?
Yeah, go to present, share screen, This is everyone.
Okay.
I'm teaching Jeremy on the fly. Share screen and then go to tab, and then you could click the tab that you're on.
Either way, so this would to me would be one of the best cards you could pull, and I'm sure you can't even see my screen. I'm sure I fucked it up.
Nope.
But there is a Panini 5 of 5 Cade Cunningham. It's a purple. I don't know if it's purple pulsar or what it's called, but it's numbered out of 5, which would I think that would be other than a 1 of 1 or a badass auto. It's probably one of the best hits you can have. Win it for $738. If people paid $750, $800 on a pre-order, the one of the best cards, you made your money back.
That's insane.
You know what I mean? And what are the odds? There's only 5 of those Cades. Obviously, and then there's like Jalen and there's AO and stuff like that will yield a nice return, but not get your money back. But we see this every single. Oh, there it is. Every single time. Now, to be clear, there are some other cards with like autos that are going to net more. But I think we can all agree if we pulled that card, we would be ecstatic. But we see this with every single new release. The Topps Wander Franco. When that first came out, people were dropping an arm and a leg to get these cards. So to me, hold your money, go out and spend that money on the absolute card that you want and live your life. Have fun. But hey, if you want to go rip it and you can afford to, knock your socks off, and I hope that you absolutely crush it.
And we don't mind you ripping because then that gives an opportunity for Jeremy and I to buy the singles that you rip.
To be clear, ripping is fun. I like ripping wax, but if we're talking about, hey, I'm gonna spend $600 and I'm gonna make money, that's typically gonna be a losing proposition. Yeah. I mean, I've opened hundreds, if not thousands of boxes, and I can probably count on my hands the amount of times where a box covered the cost. You know what I mean?
Especially in 2020, that was like non-existent, right?
Dude, I would say the best box ever was the Steve Aoki baseball that we did the Wave 4, and we pulled a Luis Robert numbered out of 5.
Yeah.
Graded it and threw it up on eBay. And to be, this was, I think we lucked out a little bit. We had it posted at like basically like an asinine number. We got an offer for like, I think $4,000 or 3,800 in the middle of the day. And we're like, we both like had the notification on our phone. It was like, did you see that? I'm like, holy shit. And then I spent like $175 to have that thing shipped because I'm like, this is too good to be true.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But like, we bought $1,000 boxes and got absolutely nothing. I mean, everybody watched us rip that optic box. Our hit was a Dennis Rodman auto.
Hey, Dennis Rodman's the go in Chicago.
And it wasn't even it was in a Pistons gear. It wasn't even in Bulls gear, man.
Oh yeah, you're right, because we thought it was a Cade auto. We were getting excited.
The box sucked so bad that when we saw Pistons and we saw auto, you're like, okay, cool. Panini took care of your boy.
Nope.
But they didn't.
Not at all.
They didn't.
That's awesome.
So check this out. We've got the YouTube thing. Make sure you smash
the subscribe button.
The like button.
Oh, the subscribe
button, yeah. Yep, get that. We're doing the fire sale Saturday night, 10/29. Manny's going to be ripping Panini Chronicles baseball.
Ugh. I won't touch
it. Hey,
that.
On a side note, that shit sells, man. The amount of people who actually like ripping that stuff sells. And it made me think, like, if that many people buy it, where they continue to release it, what's to stop Panini from not becoming part of the Fanatics brand and just continuing to release unlicensed stuff?
True. I mean, because they don't have what do they have the rights for now? Soccer, WWE, right?
Basketball?
Well, I'm saying in 2025, they won't have basketball, football,
UFC,
WWE, and soccer, right?
Yeah, but isn't WWE already like working a deal to go back
to top?
I could be mistaken on that.
Well,
yeah,
that and soccer, like being in the soccer community a little bit more, buying soccer. A lot of the soccer guys like Topps, like Chrome UEFA, Champions League instead of Panini Prism soccer.
Prism sucks because what they got. Panini has Premier League,
Mm-hmm. No,
right?
Panini has the Prism World Cup, so it's like the World Cup product.
But they also have Premier League.
Yeah, they have like the Premier League and because you have those Chronicle boxes that have Premier La Liga and Bundesliga, but you get UEFA Champions League. The Topps Chrome is like I feel like the flagship rookie if you think about it, or Bundesliga.
Yeah. But I just thought about it. Like people buy that stuff, so what's to stop them from continuing on doing Prism, doing Flawless, doing obviously the price point comes down a little bit, but clearly people buy that stuff.
Yeah, which is crazy because I don't really. I mean, it's cool. I mean, why not get a Wander Franco auto at like half the cost just because it doesn't have his name like jersey logo on it, but it's still his auto.
Would you rather have like one of those Leaf cards where it's like it's unlicensed, but it's actual game used with like an auto, or would you rather have like a future, let's say, a National Treasures Luca? Let's say Leaf did a Luca and Panini unlicensed did a Luca. Which do you prefer?
The Panini.
Really?
Yeah,
I
because
almost like to me.
well,
Go ahead.
the thing that sucks with Leaf, it's kind of a PSA thing. They won't grade Leaf like if it was an auto. Sometimes they say it's not even a real auto. So that kind of scares me if I'm going to pay a lot of money for a Luca auto and it's not even him.
Okay, so no, I'm saying you
Oh,
grading be damned. Like I almost think like it would be weird because Leaf is the unlicensed guy.
yeah, true.
But to be clear, I think Leaf, not all, but a lot of Leaf cards are ugly.
Yeah, I don't like a lot of like. Well, the patches are sick. I will say the patches of
Yes.
Leaf are like amazing. So
Yeah, I don't know. Let's just hear. How about this? My commitment to you is I'm not buying unlicensed crap unless it's like a crazy auto or something game used that like I would be foolish to pass.
I agree. Yeah, and it's got to be like a PC player. Like if it like Nomar Garcia Parra, if there's like a patch of like the actual logo with his auto, I would definitely buy it.
There you go. Well, I think we just crushed another episode, my friend.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited. I love our weeks long, so I get really excited to get on and talk with you for an hour or so. I wish we were kind of free. We were able to do this twice a week, but we're trying. Maybe we'll do it twice a week, but as of right now, we'll keep it a week.
That's Manny just did one of my favorite things to do. That's
Yeah.
under promise, over deliver because
Yep.
twice a week is coming.
Yep, exactly. So with that, enjoy your week. Enjoy the hobby release. I hope you love our content. Make sure, like Jeremy says, subscribe to get in the giveaway. Make sure you get on sports. I don't think we sports card investor for the fire sale.
SCI. Yep.
Discord for the fire sale tomorrow. Follow us on all socials. Too Thick Pod. We love you guys, and see you next week. Peace.
This is how you close an episode.